Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome, Cheap Shot Nation. You're watching Quick Shot Reviews for Cheap Shot Entertainment. And dudes, we have another Ninja Turtles film. It is The Secret of the Ooze, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and it is exactly what it says on the tin. It was released in 1991, a year after the original film, and becomes a lot more like the cartoon, which I mentioned in my previous Ninja Turtles video for the 1990 original motion picture, that basically in the UK the word ninja was outlawed and Mikey's nunchucks were taken away because of violence. Now, they don't take the nunchucks away, they still call it Ninja Turtles because it was obviously an American film, and they didn't censor it. They didn't rename it as Hero Turtles, which I always found really weird. But let's get on with the review because we have another one after this. I'm not going to review the Michael Bay ones because they suck, and they suck even more than the Ninja Turtles 3, which is going to be a review on the channel. So let's get over to the main part of the video. Like, subscribe, and leave us a comment in the comment section. If you liked Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze, then leave us a comment in the comment section. Go over to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all the social media channels as well, and just support the channel because that is the bread and butter of doing things on YouTube. These are my views and my views only. If you agree with them, that's fantastic. You have your views. If you don't agree with them, that is also fantastic. Tell me why. That is the way the world works. Communication is key, people. And dudes, cowabunga, let's get on to the main part of the video. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze was released in 1991, as I've already mentioned, and the director was Michael Pressman, obviously based on characters from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, and it was written by Todd W. Langen. And we do have some changes in the main characters here. There's no Casey Jones in this one. Like I said, it does become a bit more cartoony. It's a lot brighter. You can tell the colors of the bandanas and things like that a lot more. And it's basically just a lot more child friendly. That being said, it is a PG, which the original was rated as a PG as well. They've just done some things slightly differently. It's basically a Batman Forever versus Batman and Robin, pretty much, and that's the way I'd compare it, I think. So we get Paige Turco here as April O'Neil rather than Judith Hoeg, and we also see David Warner as Professor Jordan Perry, the guy who's dealing with all the ooze as the story goes along. And damn it, there's actually storyline in this one. I mean, there was in the first one, but they do actually try and further the story, even though it's a completely different sort of feel to the movie. It's not as dark, it's not as gritty, and we do love dark and gritty when it comes to the superhero franchises. All the Ninja Turtles are played by the same people, and Mark Queso plays Leonardo. I think that's pretty much the only difference. Francois Chow plays Shredder. Toshiro Obata comes back as Tatsu. There's no dubbing of their characters. They are playing them as they are. Uh, you've got Mark Ginther playing Rossar and Kurt Bryant playing Tucker, and of course, the main attraction here is Kevin Nash playing the Super Shredder, but that is a bit of a precursor to the end. So if you haven't seen this film, go and watch it now before I get into the rest of the review. Of course, we've got Ernie Reyes Jr. Playing one of the newer characters in this film, who is actually a really good addition to it. I mean, it's everything that I expected if I found the Ninja Turtles. Being he's still like got all the martial arts stuff, but he's still like, whoa, they're big Ninja Turtle things, and there's just that little bit of surprise there, a bit like April O'Neil in the first one, but not quite. So. Turtles and Shredder battle once again. Of course, Shredder uh, got taken out in the first one, so they're really surprised that he's come back. And this time it's for the last canister of ooze, like I mentioned. Professor Jordan Berry is actually trying to get rid of the ooze, knowing what it can do and the mutagenic properties. And that it's the same ooze that created the turtles, and Shredder wants to unleash an army of new mutants, not to be confused with the 2019 film from Marvel, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it goes. Like I say, it's a lot brighter, it's a lot more child friendly in this one, and not quite as gritty. Now, like I say, Turtles thwarted Shredder in the last one. Having watched the Blu-ray as well, there was an extra scene that I've never seen before. So I would suggest if you're thinking about watching this film or perhaps buying it, if it was something from your past, is getting the Blu-ray box set because there are some extra things on there that might interest you. Now, the original film's release was a massive hit, so of course, inevitably, a bigger studio was going to come in and want a piece of the pie. In this case, it was in fact 20th Century Fox. Rather, I think they did it in association with Golden Harvest, who are very much well known for their sort of martial arts films. Um, and yeah, when you think of uh, children's films, you think of 20th Century Fox, I think. Well, it's just Fox now, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so if you were a Turtles fan, it's you're going to enjoy this one. Uh, the physics practically state that this is going to be a success based on the original, and just a money making opportunity. And it does it much in the same vein, but it's lighter, it's sillier, it's family friendly, and it's a feeling out process as far as it goes to see where they can take it. And it would eventually go to Turtles 3. They would do uh, tours and things where they're playing guitars. If you haven't seen them, they're blinking hilarious. When I went to Florida, when I was at I think it must have been Universal Studios that we saw them, and yeah, they were signing autographs and all sorts of things. So I mean, it is what it is, and it did come across as exactly that. Um, the most dark and menacing part of this is the use of the junkyard setting for Shredder and his new clan of foot soldiers. They're not recruiting youngsters anymore, they're just recruiting anybody with a fighting background. Now, that's that in itself is interesting because they want more out of this one. They don't just want to steal things, they want to make sure that they're going to get the job done. Of course, this being Ninja Turtles, I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying that doesn't quite happen, but there's a lot of underused supporting characters, such as April and Chief Stearns in this one. April appears a handful of times, she would ultimately get more screen time in Turtles 3. New characters to the film: Ernie Reyes Jr. Is quite good. He's Kung Fu Fighting Pizza Delivery Boy, and David Warner is also, is an incredible actor anyway. But no Casey Jones in this one. Um, One of the main factors of this film was the plot, and yeah, there was a storyline. Damn it, there was a storyline in this one, but it feels like it's slightly worse than the first one, um, and it's very short as well. I mean, it could have been a lot more engaging. It just seems like it was slapped together. I mean, it took a year to put this one together after the first one, but it still manages to have charm. And when you have a cameo from Vanilla Ice and it doesn't spoil the film, you know you're onto a winner here. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. It's still one of my favorite films. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still very watchable. It's still enjoyable, and I would say go and watch it. Give it a go. If you've got kids, if you've got nostalgia for Ninja Turtles, then yes, go ahead and watch this film. It's a time capsule of what could be done with puppetry. Um, Back in the day, the Turtles themselves, although the lip syncing's not great, I mean, let's face it, who gives two hoops about that? You just want to see the Ninja Turtles kicking people and, taking no names. So I'm going to say this one is very much worth a watch. But it's all down to you. What do you think of this film? Because if you've watched it and you've got nostalgia for it, you're going to say it's great. If you're coming into it from a non-nostalgic point of view, probably going to go, "What the blinking heck is this?" But it's still enjoyable to me, anyway. Coming at this from a lot of nostalgia. I've still got one of the Ninja Turtles figures that were based on this movie, and it's actually made from rubber, so it actually looks like the suits, and it's really well sculptured, and it's absolutely excellent. It's an excellent figure, actually. And I had all four of them, but I don't know where the rest of them are, and I'm gutted. But there you go. That is what happens when you're a child that actually plays with the toys that they bought. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there. You are Cheap Shot Nation. This has been the review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret Reviews, and I will see you next time, Phil fans. Goodbye.
Hiya.